Imagine taking a daily multivitamin, thinking you're protecting your heart, your bones, and your memory. Yet one ingredient inside could be silently increasing your risk of stroke, liver damage, or even early cognitive decline. In the next 3 minutes, I'll show you three vitamins every senior should avoid, and three you absolutely must include to protect your brain, your independence, and your life. These aren't scare tactics. These are facts backed by major research from Harvard, Mayo Clinic, and the National Institutes of Health. And they could mean the difference between thriving in your golden years or slowly losing control of your health without even realizing why. Most older adults trust their supplements, but what if the very pills you take just to be safe are quietly working against you, clashing with your medications, weakening your organs, or shortening your life expectancy? Stay with me, because by the 3 minute mark, you'll know exactly which vitamins belong in your daily routine and which ones could be putting your health at risk every single day. Before we dive in, if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you hit that button and turn on the bell so you never miss another health tip made just for you. If you enjoy this video, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0 to let me know how I can make better content for you. Let's start with the three must-have vitamins first. Good vitamin number 1, vitamin D3, the longevity hormone. I once met a patient, Mr. Robert H., a 74-year-old retired school principal from Ohio, who came into my clinic complaining of persistent fatigue, mild depression, and aching bones. He assumed it was just old age catching up. But when we tested his vitamin D levels, they were dangerously low, well below the range for optimal health. After just 8 weeks on a daily regimen of vitamin D3, his mood lifted, his energy improved, and his bone scans even showed early signs of strengthening. It wasn't magic, it was correction. Vitamin D3 isn't just a supplement. For older adults, it's a lifeline, a key regulator of so many functions that tend to falter with age. As we grow older, our skin's ability to synthesize vitamin D from sunlight declines significantly. Add in sunscreen, limited outdoor activity, and winter months, and it's no surprise that more than 70% of American seniors are deficient. But the consequences go far beyond brittle bones. Low vitamin D3 is linked to increased risk of osteoporosis, cardiovascular disease, weakened immunity, cognitive decline, and even mood disorders like seasonal affective disorder and depression. The body needs vitamin D3 to absorb calcium properly, to regulate inflammation, and to keep muscles and nerves functioning smoothly. Studies from institutions like the Cleveland Clinic and Harvard Medical School have shown that maintaining optimal levels of vitamin D3 can reduce fall risk, prevent fractures, support brain function, and may even extend life expectancy. For many seniors, especially those living in northern climates or homebound due to mobility issues, a daily supplement of 800 to 2000 IU of vitamin D3 can be not only safe, but essential. Mr. Robert told me something that stuck with me. I didn't realize I'd spent years running low on something that costs less than a cup of coffee a week. I feel like I got a piece of myself back. Sometimes health restoration begins with correcting what's been quietly missing. But what if the vitamin you're missing is silently damaging your nervous system, disrupting your memory, balance, and mood without a single warning sign? Let's talk about the one vitamin most seniors are low on, yet almost no one thinks to check. If you're still watching and finding these insights helpful, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're with me. Now let's move on to point number 2. Good vitamin number 2, vitamin B12, the nerve protector. A few winters ago, I had the privilege of caring for Mrs. Lorraine M., a kind 79-year-old widow from Michigan. She came in worried about her forgetfulness. "I used to be sharp, she said with tears in her eyes. Now I misplace things, forget names, and even feel off balance when I walk. She feared it was the beginning of dementia, but blood work told a different story. She had a severe deficiency in vitamin B12, a problem I see more and more in older adults. Vitamin B12 is essential for the health of your nerves, red blood cells, and brain. But as we age, our stomach loses the ability to absorb it from food, especially in those taking medications like proton pump inhibitors or metformin. What most seniors don't know is that low B12 can mimic Alzheimer's disease, cause numbness and tingling, lead to chronic fatigue, and affect mood and mobility in subtle, progressive ways. Lorraine's story is not rare. I've seen patients treated for depression or memory issues for years, only to later discover that what they truly needed was B12. Within weeks of starting a daily dose of methylcobalamin, 1000 mcg, Lorraine regained her energy. Her thinking cleared, her mood brightened, and the sparkle in her eyes returned. I feel like myself again, she whispered at her follow up appointment. And truly, she was. Vitamin B12 is water soluble, meaning your body uses what it needs and flushes the rest. It's safe, inexpensive, and life enhancing when given in the right form and dose. If you're feeling mentally foggy, unusually tired, or a little off balance, don't ignore it. Ask your doctor to test your B12. What seems like aging may be something entirely treatable. But even when we're giving our body the right building blocks, where do we send the calcium, the minerals, the fuel? Into our bones or accidentally into our arteries? That's where our next overlooked vitamin steps in. And it might just be the missing piece to a longer, stronger life. Good vitamin number 3, vitamin K2, the artery guard. One of the most quietly transformative cases in my practice involved Mr. Alan C., a 76-year-old retired Navy veteran from Arizona. He came to me with concerns about his heart. He had been eating right, walking daily, and taking calcium supplements religiously for his bone health. But during a routine scan, we found something unexpected: calcification building up in his arteries. He was stunned. Doc, I've been doing everything right. How could this happen? That moment led us to a deeper conversation about a vitamin he'd never even heard of, vitamin K2. Unlike its more common cousin, vitamin K1 found in leafy greens, K2 plays a crucial role in managing where calcium goes in your body. It acts like a traffic cop, making sure calcium gets deposited into bones and teeth, where it belongs, and not into arteries or soft tissue, where it can become dangerous. This is especially important for older adults who are often taking calcium and vitamin D supplements to protect against osteoporosis. Without K2, that calcium can do more harm than good. Medical research from the Journal of Nutrition and the Rotterdam study has shown that people with higher K2 intake have significantly lower rates of arterial calcification and heart disease. That's no small thing. Heart disease remains the number one cause of death in Americans over 65. But what's often missed is that many multivitamins for seniors don't include K2 at all, and few doctors mention it unless you ask. Mr. Allen started taking a daily dose of MK7, the most bioavailable form of K2, alongside his vitamin D3 and calcium. 6 months later, his calcium scan was stable, and more importantly, his blood pressure and cholesterol were improving. But what touched me most was what he said. You helped me realize health isn't just about what you take, it's about what you absorb and where it ends up. Vitamin K2 also shows promising support for bone strength and cognitive clarity, helping reduce fracture risk and potentially slowing age-related decline. It's a quiet helper, but an essential one, especially for those of us determined to age on our own terms with clarity and strength. Now, just as there are vitamins that protect your bones and your heart, there are also some hiding in your medicine cabinet that may quietly be undoing your progress. They're legal, they're common, And they're in many multivitamins trusted by seniors every day. Let's uncover the 3 vitamins that could be sabotaging your health without you even knowing. If you're still watching and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're here. Now let's keep going with point number 4. Now, let's talk about 3 vitamins that may be silently sabotaging your health. Bad vitamin number 1, vitamin A in retinol form. Let me tell you about Mrs. Clara R., an 82-year-old retired nurse from Indiana. She was sharp, independent, and deeply committed to taking care of herself. She came into my office with a list of supplements she had been faithfully taking for over a decade, including a high-dose multivitamin with 5,000 IU of vitamin A in the form of retinol palmitate. I thought I was doing everything right, she told me, but blood tests showed elevated liver enzymes. A follow-up bone scan revealed significant thinning in her spine, and to make matters worse, she'd been experiencing frequent dizziness and dry skin, symptoms she thought were just part of getting old. What Mrs. Clara didn't know, and what most seniors are never told, is that excess vitamin A in the synthetic form, retinol or retinol palmitate, can accumulate in the body over time. Unlike water-soluble vitamins, fat-soluble ones like A are stored in the liver. And when levels become too high, they turn from helpful to harmful. In older adults, this can mean liver toxicity, brittle bones, blurred vision, and even increased fracture risk. Medical studies from the National Institutes of Health have shown that too much preformed vitamin A, not the kind you get from carrots, beta-carotene, but the kind added to many multivitamins, can increase the risk of hip fractures by over 100%. In seniors already struggling with mobility, balance, or osteoporosis, this risk is devastating. And here's the truth many companies won't tell you. It shortens your life. Quietly, without symptoms, until the damage is done. The price you pay for more is better thinking is often hidden, until it shows up as a broken hip, a bruised liver, or a quiet erosion of your independence. After we removed the synthetic vitamin A from Clara's routine and replaced it with food-based sources like sweet potatoes, spinach, and a safe multivitamin with beta-carotene instead, her energy improved, her liver function normalized, and her confidence returned. "I wish someone had told me this 10 years ago," she said. "I just wanted to stay strong." If you're over 65, read your labels. If you see retinol palmitate or retinol in high doses, that's your warning sign. You don't need it. You need balance. You need safety. You need truth. But vitamin A isn't the only hidden danger. There's another common supplement that many seniors take every day, thinking it supports heart health, when in fact, it may raise your risk of stroke and even cancer. Let's talk about the dark side of vitamin E. Bad vitamin number 2, vitamin E in high doses. Mr. Charles W., a 69-year-old retired Navy veteran from Florida, came to me feeling uneasy about some changes he couldn't explain. He had always been diligent with his supplements, taking a popular multivitamin marketed for men over 50. But over the past year, his blood pressure crept up, he felt lightheaded at times, and in one terrifying moment, he temporarily lost vision in his right eye. After a battery of tests, we found something deeply concerning. He had suffered a small, silent stroke. What shocked him most was what we discovered in his daily vitamin: 400 IU of synthetic vitamin E, DL-alpha tocopherol, every single day. Vitamin E sounds harmless. After all, it's sold everywhere as an antioxidant, promoted for heart and skin health. But what most seniors don't know is that high-dose synthetic vitamin E has been linked to increased risk of hemorrhagic stroke, especially in older men. Large clinical trials like the SELECT study revealed that excessive vitamin E doesn't protect the heart. Instead, It may raise the risk of stroke and even prostate cancer in men. Vitamin E is fat soluble, which means it builds up in your body over time. Once your tissues become oversaturated, that antioxidant turns into a pro-oxidant, damaging the very cells it was meant to protect. And for people like Charles, already managing mild hypertension and taking blood thinners, the result can be devastating. Let me be direct. It shortens your life. You think you're doing something good, but the price you pay is a silent, creeping risk that may take years to reveal itself, and then it's too late. That's the frightening reality of overdosing on vitamin E. The damage often shows up not in a symptom, but in a crisis, a stroke, a clot, or worse. So, what should seniors do? If you take vitamin E, choose only natural mixed tocopherols and never exceed 200 IU per day unless your doctor specifically advises it. Better yet, focus on getting it through real foods, almonds, sunflower seeds, and spinach, where nature already balanced the dose for you. But while some vitamins silently increase stroke risk, others can quietly damage your organs from the inside, particularly one that's hidden in many complete formulas and could be slowly destroying your liver. Let's talk about the next dangerous culprit that might be hiding in your medicine cabinet right now. Bad vitamin number 3, iron, unless you're deficient. Not long ago, I met Mr. Daniel R., a 72-year-old retired railroad engineer from Pennsylvania. He came in feeling constantly tired, sluggish, and weighed down by a sense that something in his body just wasn't right. At first, he blamed it on aging, or maybe his blood pressure meds. But when I looked at his labs, what I found was deeply troubling. His serum ferritin levels, an indicator of iron stores, were dangerously high. He had been taking an energy-boosting senior multivitamin every day that included 18 milligrams of iron. Here's what many older adults don't know. Iron is a double-edged sword. While it's essential in small amounts, especially for younger people or women of childbearing age, in older adults, excess iron becomes toxic. After age 60, your body has no natural way to get rid of extra iron except through blood loss, which rarely happens unless there's surgery or illness. And so, that iron accumulates in your liver, your heart, even your brain. Iron overload leads to a condition called hemochromatosis, but you don't need to have the genetic form of it to suffer damage. Slowly, silently, excess iron increases oxidative stress, damaging cells, accelerating inflammation, and raising your risk of heart disease, liver failure, and even neurodegenerative disorders like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. The real tragedy? Most seniors are not iron deficient at all, yet many common multivitamins still contain it, under the illusion that it's supporting energy. In reality, it may be quietly shortening your life, and as Daniel learned the hard way, the symptoms of iron overload, fatigue, joint pain, brain fog, are often dismissed as normal aging. But here's the truth. The price you pay for unneeded iron isn't just physical decline. It's the loss of years you could have spent healthier, clearer, and stronger. For most older adults, especially men and postmenopausal women, iron should only be supplemented if a doctor has confirmed a deficiency. Otherwise, your safest bet is choosing iron-free multivitamins and having your iron levels checked before adding anything to your daily regimen. And now, having explored the vitamins that quietly harm instead of heal, there's one final question to ask. How do we bring all this together to protect your body, your brain, and your independence as you age? The answer lies not in doing more, but in doing better. Let's wrap this up with the most important lesson every senior should take to heart. Final thoughts. Your vitamins, your life. Choose with wisdom. By now, you've seen what many seniors across America never hear from a doctor or read on a label, that vitamins can either protect your life or quietly shorten it. At this stage in life, every decision matters more. Your body is wiser, but also more sensitive. The same vitamin that helped you thrive in your 40s might hurt you in your 70s if taken blindly. That's why knowledge is not just power, it's protection. You've learned about the three essential vitamins that truly support graceful aging. Vitamin D3, which lifts mood, strengthens bones, and reduces falls. Vitamin B12, the silent guardian of memory, balance, and nerve health. Vitamin K2, the unsung hero that keeps calcium out of your arteries and into your bones. These are not optional after 60, they are foundational. But just as important is what you now know to avoid. Retinol based vitamin A, which can erode your bones and confuse your mind. High dose synthetic vitamin E, which may quietly raise your stroke risk. Unnecessary iron, which builds up like rust in your organs, damaging your heart, liver, and brain. Each one of these, if taken carelessly, comes with a price far greater than a bottle on the shelf. The price you pay is your energy, your independence, your peace of mind, and sometimes even your years. But here's the good news: you're in control. With guidance, with curiosity, with a willingness to read the label and ask the right questions, you can make every capsule, every bite, every choice count. I've seen seniors reverse fatigue, reclaim clarity, and live fuller, safer lives just by making better supplement choices. It's never too late to correct course. What matters isn't perfection, but direction. So I urge you, take what you've learned today and make it real. Audit your medicine cabinet, talk to your doctor, adjust your daily routine, share this with a friend, a spouse, an adult child, because this isn't just about pills. It's about protecting the most precious gift you have left, your time. And now, with the right vitamins by your side, you can spend it with strength, clarity, and the dignity you deserve. These lessons are meant to inspire you to live fully and authentically. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment to reflect and share one thing you've learned and plan to apply in your own life. Let's support each other on this journey toward embracing these truths. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment with 1. If not, feel free to comment with 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and here's to living life on your own terms.